Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock, and yes, what you see in front of you is what got delivered today. Now the reason we got this delivered, and I know you've watched my other videos and you're probably thinking to yourself, what? Why are you getting another one? Well, there's a few reasons about it, and I'll do the maths at the end, okay? Basically, this particular machine does certain cars which I cannot get off other machines. There's certain Australian models, and these people seem to be the only people that have got the solution for it, and it's ready, and you can just use it. You got the information, and not only that, I already had the MVP, which if you watch my other video about it, I got a bit tired of paying the tokens, so that's actually been sitting on the shelf. It's been sitting on my bench. This is my bench, and everything gets stuck to my bench at some stage. So I've got this other MVP, which I'll get just to show you. I'll just put this here, and I'll bring it up here. So this is the MVP. Here it is here. You can see that there. Alright, so that's now been sitting on my desk now for the last 2 to 3 weeks, and it's been collecting a lot of dust. And I've also got the smart dongle for it there as well, also collecting dust. There's the MVP. Okay, genuine, all that sort of garbage. Now I didn't want to buy any tokens for it. If I go and buy tokens, it's going to cost me $50, and it's about $60 a token. So I thought to myself, now this is going to be sitting on my bench. If I was to sell this, I'd be lucky to get $1,500. It's got no tokens, yada yada yada. Now for this new Smart Pro, this also has the software that this one has, but the difference is that now all the new software, they're not going to keep adding it to the MVP. They're going to only do it for the Smart Pro. So I'm kind of out of the loop there, and the whole idea of paying for a premium product is that you've got that backup, so if something does go wrong, you do have a proper machine, proper support and all the rest. Now I paid for that with this MVP, but now situations have changed and it's going to be collecting dust. I don't want to buy any more tokens, and not only that, it's I'm not going to be getting nothing out of it if I don't buy tokens for it. So I would want to sell it, but I can't really sell it. I'd be lucky to get $1,500 for it. I paid like $5,000 for it, so many months ago, 18 months ago. And if I trade it in, I mean, the cutoff was 17 months. If you bought it within 17 months, they'll do a free activation on your Smart Pro. But I bought it like 1 month out. They weren't lenient. And yeah, so basically I had to pay for a $500 activation. So I bought the machine and I pay for a $500 activation, and I have to trade in my old MVP, which I'm not going to be using anymore, which is fine. I'm not going to be using it, but I do need a machine. I do need a machine that is going to give me some backup and support, and that is why I'm going over to the Smart Pro. Here's a smart dongle. I mean, honestly, this thing hanging off the back of it too is a bit boxy. A big huge dongle, big huge triangle. Yeah. Now all that's going to just be sent back, and I get my upgrade for it. Not much. Okay, so let's have a look and see what is in the box. So I bought it because I can't sell my MVP. I do need a backup. They only seem to be, I do need something that has all the software to my regions. So kind of in a catch-22. If I pay an extra $4,000 plus, I can actually have the Smart Pro. So I thought to myself, well, I already spent $5 on the MVP, I might as well spend another $4, and then I get the Smart Pro. I also get 3 months of tokens, and I also do get some software with it, which is bought software, which means I can use it on and on and on. So I added it up, and I thought to myself, well, what's the MVP going to do for me now? It's going to do absolutely nothing, and I can't sell it, so I'm stuck with it. So I thought I'm going to have to upgrade. Now, as far as any royalties or any kickbacks from Advanced Diagnostics, no, you must be joking. They wouldn't give me nothing. Wouldn't even give me a month off. Wouldn't give me anything. Oh, I just sliced through my AD sticker. That's cool. Okay, let's have a look. So I've got some stuff hanging around here, and a sticker positioned real badly. I don't know how that ended up from there up to here. Don't know how that worked, but it did. Anyway, logo sticker. Let's just put that back. Alright, so there's the unlimited, blah blah blah, It will tell me how to activate and all those sorts of things, so we'll go through them later. Here's the box itself. That's what this video is about, just showing you what's in the box. Also, the next reason I upgraded to this is because if I was to pay about 3,000 bucks, I can get 250 tokens. I've got another machine which has about 250 tokens on it, and I haven't used them at all. 250 tokens will probably see this machine out for me. By that stage, I'll have something else. So I looked at it as if, okay, I put 4,000 in, I put another 3,000 for tokens against my 5, then I'm paying $16 token. I'm not as hard up for the tokens, and I'm not as annoyed with the tokens. So I thought, well, at least then I can do the cars that come along, which are just for the Australian region. And I also do have the tech support, and I also do have the information. So although there are better systems out there, I really was looking at the Z4, but I just don't know if it has the same cars that this one has, because they're always constantly bringing out new cars for this, as where the Z4 is a little bit older machine. Also, the Z4 tech support in Australia, I don't think there is any, so that was a bit of a delay as well. So then I thought to myself, well, the only way I can go for an upgrade or anything is to go for something that is supported. So that's why I'm back with advanced diagnostics. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm only going to pull this out in times of need, but anyway. Alright, let's get going. Let's get rid of the box. That is one solid road case. As you can see, there's a road case. So if you were to buy one of these, this is pretty much what you'll be seeing. I don't like how the sticker came off. I'll have to complain and see if I get a new sticker there. 220 mil by about 540 mil by 440 mil. Roughly, if you want to try and work out the room it'll be to put it in your van using the case. Okay, up. So you slide these things up, down is locked, up is open. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's what we're kind of looking at there. And don't worry, I will try and get the best camera angle I can. Alright, so we've got the instructions there. All the instructions are online as well, and I will do a run through on all of that sort of stuff, so that's cool. Over here we have a power cable, Australian plug of course, it's your kettle computer type plug. Here we have another USB, I'm not sure what USB that's called, but it's the square one. We have some sort of adapter, AC, ADC 2002A pin saver. So it looks like it's a male to female type setup. Mystery box. Mystery box, we have power pack. Okay, just for your reference, what power are we pushing out of here? Here's the plug on the end of it. Looks like you could buy a generic one of that. Okay, so it's 100 to 240 AC, pushing out 19 volt at 4.7 amp DC, I would say. Of course it's DC. Anyway, that's pretty chunky there. Right, so we got that. That will help us update. That will help us keep it charged because it is a tablet. So let's just tuck that away. Here is the unit. Okay, they also do give you a card. My security numbers are on the other side, so I can't let you see that. Let's just put that back in there. So basically, there's a lot of box here. Oh, okay. We have our main cable. That cable there is ADC 200B, OBD on one side, and your big ports on the other side. We've got another adapter down here, ACD 2001, and that brings this big size up to this little size. So don't know what or why yet, but okay, points to note, information, 3 different languages. Smart Pro is shipped with the battery disconnected for shipping regulations. To connect the battery, please refer to the connection of the battery instructions found in the user manual on the USB flash drive. Fully charge a Smart Pro for 3 hours. Once the battery is installed, please refer to charging the battery in the USB manual or blah blah blah. Wi-Fi is still under development, and we suggest using a USB cable to download any software updates. Wi-Fi's been out for years. What's going on there? And I'm also noticing here it looks like it can actually take the Silka smart remote. That's what that shape looks like. That's kind of interesting. Okay, and there is our tablet, chunky as 2 kilos in weight, approx. Size from left to right, I've got 325. This direction, got about 200 mil, and thickness 70 mil, just to give it a little bit extra. On the back here we have our large pinout. I'm not sure what pinout that is, but that's the same as what was on the MVP, large pinout. Power, a couple of little lights, auxiliary, which is used for that key adapter, which we don't have yet, USB, and looks like headphones and power button. On the back here we have this metal device. I mean, probably not as good as the Z-Full. Z-Full had some steering wheel type of holder, but that doesn't look like it is. Okay, not reading the instructions, don't need instructions, like to work stuff out for myself. Battery's got to be in here. So let's connect that up so we can get ready to charge it. So, taking a screwdriver to the machine I haven't read the instructions on. Let's just have a quick little look. So we'll do a full menu of this particular machine. This is just basically what's in the box, how it comes. Need another screwdriver here. Here's a nice flat blade, taking my screws out. There we go. Oh, one screw wants to be difficult. Difficulty overcome. Oh, there's a battery. There's a battery in there. Looks like something from a remote control, doesn't it? Let's have a look at this battery. Okay, so that's it starting up. I do have this blue film on there. I'll probably leave on there until I get a screen protector. And of course it's going to ask for the pin number and all the rest. So, comparison. Well, let's have a little comparison here. This is the MVP. This is the Smart Pro. This is the MPV side on. This is a Smart Pro side on. Weight difference, massive weight difference. This feels like a, you know, it feels old because it's so big, so chunky, but it is actually new. Okay, so now it's asking for my PIN code, which I'll just quickly put in. Okay, welcome. Now it's going to go through and ask all that sort of stuff. Now I'm not going to do all this. I'm actually going to give it a charge, then I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a full video on everything that's in it. That'll be in the next video. For now, we're just looking at what's actually in the box. Power off this device, yes. And just looking at basically what $4 buys me. Now it wasn't just $4 for the device. That's wholesale locksmith price. It was about $4,000 for the device, plus then also I have to activate it. Now by trading in this little beauty right here, which I'm not going to be buying tokens for, I can't sell. I'll probably get $1,500. I got the activation can cost you up to $4 on its own, so I got like about $3,000 rebate because I'm trading this in, and it's useless to me now anyway. So I was happy to trade it in. I got in a better price for the trade-in than what I would have if I had actually sold that and bought this outright. Bit of a shame that I couldn't just you know, sell this off or give it to another colleague or anything like that for them to use, but the thing is I would have had to have charged them about $3,000 what I'd have to pay on the difference of the activation. So other places around the world you might not get this activation. I've seen this go for on eBay for about $3,000 to $4,000 US, and I was very tempted to buy a US model, but the problem is it might not have the updates, I might not get the support, and I might get stitched up. So cut a long story short, I had to go with it because it has all the Australian models. So when I come across with the Lonsdor or any of the other programmers and they don't have those Australian models, I know this thing will, and it's sort of like a backup. Not only that, now that I'm going to have to purchase the 250 tokens, it probably will last me quite some time, considering I have other methods of programming. This is not my primary, this is only going to be a backup, an expensive backup of that. All up, you could say that I probably invested let me see now, 5 on that thing, 5 on this thing, maybe 13. Oh, but then we need the key reader that goes on the back. Maybe 15 grand. 15 grand with 250 tokens. Once again, I do have 3 months unlimited on this, and once again I do have those softwares as well, and that's perhaps where I can kind of capitalize on it. As far as size in your vehicle, this thing is bloody heavy, it's bloody fragile, it looks like a bit of a beast, but hopefully this will get me out of trouble for the next 5 years or 8 years or 10 years, and it'll be the machine, and hopefully they won't upgrade by then. Also, it has this compartment here for that Silka smart remote programmer, so I'd be very interested to know, because they all are made by Ilco and Silka, and they're all hand in hand in America, but in Australia they're not. So I'd be very interested to know whether or not I can put that there, if I can program smart remotes using that, and that now has sort of like a place. But I think I'm going to have to dump this box, because this box is just way too big. You know, I can't have something this big in my vehicle. I mean, I do want to keep this, you know, secure and looked after, but that box is just too chunky for me. I don't really need to carry around my power adapter or any of that sort of stuff, so yeah. And this right here, no, I don't think I need to carry that around either. USB cable, I've already got them in the vehicle. Power cable I don't need. But there we have it, the Smart Pro. Right, now let's do the maths on this. I'll do the maths and show you exactly what I was up for, show you exactly what I invested, and that might help you make your decision on which programmer you want to go with. The only reason I kind of bought this and, you know, decided I had to pay was because some models, some cars like Toyota Australia and Toyota America can be different, and sometimes when you're on a job you really don't want to muck things up, because you're going to end up costing you more money. So when it's a region Pacific car, then I can pull this out and I know I can get the job done. As we're with the Lon store, it's been good so far, but I know there's going to be certain things that are not on it yet. And I did email Lon store and say, oh, how about putting Ford Falcon on it? And she says, oh, okay, I'll look into that. You know, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But in the meantime, what's my backup tool? I mean, I'm not using the MVP anymore, and they're not supporting it anymore, they're not throwing out the new software for it anymore, and the tokens are a lot more expensive. So with this, the tokens are cheaper, I just got to buy them in bulk. So I thought to myself, okay, well, if we take away the token problem, we're going to be a lot better off, and at $16 we're doing pretty good for using just one token. And also, we also have some software now, so hopefully the software that they've included, well, I can get some good use out of that and use it as many times to try and recoup some of the cost. As far as kickbacks or anything, no, there was no kickbacks. I got nothing from Advanced Diagnostics. I pay top dollar for everything, just like every other locksmith. So I just want you to know that. And yeah, so at the moment we've got the 3-month unlimited subscription, which comes with the machine, so I've got 3 months to use it, try it. After that I'm going to have to come up with a couple of grand to get the 250 tokens. But that's what the machine is. That's first look, and next video we're going to go in and see exactly what it can do, menu for menu. Okay, thanks for watching. Okay, so let's go over the figures now. The MVP was $4,995 to purchase. Resale, I'd be lucky to get $1,500 for it, so I can't get anything for it. So I've either got to put in more tokens on it or not use it at all. The Smart Pro was $3,900 with a $517 activation fee by trading in my old MVP, which is about 17 months old. 250 tokens sent me back $4,100. Total investment will be $13,512 over the 2 machines, which will allow me already the 50 tokens that I've used on the MVP, and an additional 250 tokens yet to use, which would probably take me you know, a year or two or even longer to use. So looking at it that way, the choice is, do you go forward with another you know, the $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 to get the latest machine so you can always use it. It always was a backup machine, so by having it the latest and greatest is what I originally bought the MVP for. So the choice is, do I stick with the MVP? Tokens are $60 a piece, or $4,100 for 250 of them. No new cars, no on-screen info and little tips and all the new little features, none of that, just a standard MVP. No new instructions, no key reader, but it is going to save me $4,417. if I was to go that way, but then I'd still need to buy my tokens. The other option is if we do upgrade, we get the latest technology, the locals cars are guaranteed, it's cheaper on tokens in the long run when you're purchasing in smaller amounts, quicker updates, you got longer time to kind of make a return on it because the machine is new, you're getting all the new cars, and you got all the new features and all that sort of stuff. So the machine's not going to be outdated as quick as the MVP is now, because the MVP is already now outdated. So by going forward, you do get more features, but it does cost you more money. So let's look at this from another perspective of the actual return on investment. So to look at that, we'll go return on investment, total investment divided by the number of uses. Now I've already used my MVP about 50 times, which is not much at all, and now my total bill is up to $13,500, and that will give me an additional, well, about 300 uses. I've already used 50, so I've got about 250 left to go, which equates to about 45 AUSD, Australian dollars, per use. So that's the token and paying off the machine. So on the next 300 uses, it's costing me $45 a token by upgrading, and after that, I also have the 10 pieces of free software as well, which you've got to consider, because on those free pieces of software I can use as many times as I want and I can make some sort of money. So let's hope those software are good software. But as you know, with the software you've got to buy each make and model, and there's like a software for every little thing. So hopefully I can make some money off that, which will help, So in theory, after all said and done, I should be up to about $16.50 per token after I've used it so many times, like 300 times, and I've paid the machine off. I paid my first initial buyout of 250 tokens, then it should be somewhat worth it. But it's always been a backup machine, so those 250 tokens will take me some time. But on saying that too, when you're dealing with a particular car and it's only in a particular region and the other machines won't do it, you've got no choice but to have this machine. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult to do those type of jobs. Now, this machine is a versatile machine. It does all the cars and all the rest. So it is a good tool. Whether or not it's the right tool for us or it's overcapitalizing, that's yet to be said. A lot of people say it'll be overcapitalizing, but on saying that, then we have the latest tool, we've got the latest updates, and it should be easier, and it should make everything go to plan. So anyway, that's the reasoning behind upgrading. Leave your comments down below. Was it worth upgrading or worth sticking to the old MVP? A lot of people are sticking with the old MVP, but we thought we might as well upgrade, might as well get the big package of tokens, and then try and give this machine some use. Thanks for watching.